Good evening. My name is Christopher Casas, and my presentation is on polygraphs. Have you ever felt like you weren't being told the truth? What if I said there was a machine that could make sure that you were? You could know if your coworkers really liked you. You could also know if your kids snuck out the night before to go to some party. Or maybe you just want to know that the person on the other line really does work for a car warranty company. The machine I am talking about, of course, is a lie detector, or polygraph. These machines can measure changes in stress level and determine whether you are lying or telling the truth. However, there has long been controversy surrounding these intricate machines. Although they find their basis in scientific and medical fact, they are highly polarizing. Whether you believe they work or not, the fact is that they are a part of our society and they can sometimes affect our lives. To understand why this is, it is important to understand how polygraphs work. Polygraphs find their basis in scientific data and are great machines for measuring changes in a person's body. Polygraphs find its origin in medicine. Theodore Burbank of Harvard Medical School's Warren Anatomical Museum states, the original polygraph machine had nothing to do with lies and criminal investigations. It was actually a medical device. Polygraphs nowadays monitor a multitude of minute changes to a couple key bodily systems. Changes in cardiovascular activity can be monitored by a blood pressure cuff. Changes in respiratory activity can be monitored by corrugated tubes placed over the examinee's chest and abdomen. And changes in sweat gland activity or electrodermal activity can be monitored by two adhesive electrodes placed on the index and middle finger of the examinee. These changes indicate whether the examinee is stressed or excited. The creator of the commonly used polygraph, John Larson, had footing in both medical and the legal field. He originally wanted the use of the machine to help reform the legal system. As the New York Times puts it, Mr. Larson saw the machine as an aid to scientific research in penal law. This was at a time when physical aggression was used to force false confessions out of unlucky people. To know if someone was lying or telling the truth would not only help lock away criminals, but exonerate innocent people. The polygraph, Larson hoped, would do away with archaic police interrogations. However, the scientific instruments are only a piece of the puzzle. To understand if someone is lying, you need a crucial part of the process, an examiner. Only a trained polygraph examiner can ask the correct questions and read the data properly, or some may lead you to think. The proponents of this gear say that the examiner is crucial in distinguishing facts from fibs and candor from culpability. The examiner-polygraph combo is a winning duo so powerful that the American Polygraph Association has full trust in their capabilities. They claim that the combination of all PDD techniques, excluding outlier results, produced a decision accuracy of 87%. 87% certainty in an area where we previously had 0% certainty is certainly an impressive figure. It seems that we have unlocked some sort of superpower. The ability to obtain truth from anyone is straight out of the comic book. But how practical is it? Well, as it turns out, it isn't all that great at revealing deception. Polygraphs are great at determining stress levels, but they are not useful in ascertaining truth. This is because, as the American Psychological Association puts it, there is no evidence that any pattern of psychological reaction is unique to deception. A person could be telling the truth but fear failing. Another person could be lying but have the poker face of a world champion. Humans are complex creatures, and some say that this scientific approach is too simplistic, that a polygraph avoids the nuances of human emotions and neglects too many outlying factors. They say that polygraph results are nothing numbers and should have no effect on assumptions of guilt or innocence. However, they do currently have that effect, and so what would happen if we place too much trust in these machines? This can be a problem when we have a society like we do now. Some say that we value polygraphs too much, and for good reason. The machines get it wrong. When the machines get it wrong and people believe in the results too much, it can be disastrous. Take Frank Sterling, for example. He was wrongfully convicted of first-degree murder of an old woman. He failed a polygraph A failed polygraph was a smoking gun for investigators to target him and not target Mark Christie. Mark Christie was the actual murderer, but he had been earlier dismissed because of his past polygraph. Later, DNA evidence was found that exonerated Sterling from the crime, but the damage had been done. The National Registry of Exoneration stated that he spent nearly 18 years in prison for a murder that he did not commit. Police departments have used polygraphs in investigations since the 1920s. However, they don't just use them in investigations. They also use them in hiring practices. So do many other government agencies. In fact, the Bureau of Justice Statistics, in a 2003 study that looked at local police departments' hiring practices, found that more than a half of these departments in these population categories use polygraphs. Our trust in polygraphs is much more widespread than just using them occasionally to determine innocence in a police investigation. It is important to realize this fact, as it can mean the difference between a job and unemployment, or freedom and incarceration. In summation, polygraphs were made to help us find truth and eliminate deception. They accurately take readings of the human body, but the jury is still out on whether these readings are enough to do the job that they claim. Whether you personally believe in the results of a polygraph, it is a fact that they are ingrained in our society. Thank you.